it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. I'm going to do a total disclosure here. So you're going to be watching this video on Friday the 15th of November. I'm recording the video on Friday the 1st of November, and I've just been out to lunch with my husband because today was my birthday. So this, you know, I'm known for mad videos. This may be slightly madder than usual. Anyway, when you're watching this, I will be in Dortmund in Germany at the OnStage live event. This is an event that's held every year. In one of the Stamping Up regions, which is the South Pacific, North America and Europe, there will be a live event, which is a 3-day event. In the other regions, there will be just a 1-day event. But I am lucky enough, as you're watching this, to be in Dortmund in Germany. And this is one of the swaps that I have made for the event. When we get together, we make swaps, so make lots of the same thing to then swap with other demonstrators. So I've already started prepping some others. I'm slightly behind on these ones. Yesterday you saw one of the swaps I was doing, which I was pretty ahead on. This one, not so much. There's quite a lot of die cutting in this one, but once you get the die cutting done, it's actually quite quick. As ever, I'm using the Stamparatus because when you're making lots of things, the Stamparatus is something to grab hold of. I'm using Tropical Chic stamps and the matching Tropical Thinlits dies. These, when they first came out, they were a bundle, but they are no longer a bundle. So I'm using the Thank You sentiment and this die here, which is the inset bit. So it's this die. And I'm also using the rectangular stitched dies. So this is the finished sample. I've got Very Vanilla, which I have embossed with the Subtles 3D embossing folder. If you have an old embossing folder, then you just use your basic base plate and one cutting mat. If you've got the new 3D version, you need the blue mat or plate because they're a slightly different depth. So you need the basic base plate and the blue plate, and then you get a lovely impression. And then I've die cut out in copper the leaf, and I've die cut the negative space on Blackberry Bliss. This is Blackberry Bliss, and then I've heat embossed Thank You. So I thought I would show you how I did it. So here is a rectangle that I've already die cut. The first thing I am going to do is heat emboss it. I have to say, should have heat embossed it first, but you know, hey, you're not 60 twice. So things have gone slightly awry, particularly today. So embossing buddy, particularly on dark coloured cardstock, really important because it means that your sticky fingerprints or static will be removed from your card. Yeah, you see, I think I might, this might not work. I might be all right. So Versamark ink, just. So let's remove that and my Stamparatus. The joy of the Stamparatus is that once you've set it up, you can just keep going. Great for Christmas cards. If you're making, you know, 20, 30, 40, 100 of the same Christmas card, you just set the plates up and you just go. So let me grab my trusty cheese board, having put my copper embossing powder on my Versamark. Now I would hasten to add, I have a cat lying between my legs. I have underfloor heating in my craft room. Generally speaking, I keep the cats out, but Mustard decided she was definitely coming in. She is between my feet, so this is quite interesting. Anyway, heat gun. Always make sure your heat gun is at temperature before you introduce it. and then just watch the magic happen. This is just, oh, I cannot watch this enough times. Just amazing. And it's as simple as that. So let me just hang that back without treading on the cat. So that is my heat embossing, which is, oh, as I say, I love it. So one of my copper die cuts. Turn over to the back, and all I'm going to do is take a piece of ordinary sticky tape. Not quite long enough. So one piece. I do like to get the top and the bottom, so that at least I know that those bits are covered. So add that, and then you can take your die cut piece and lay that into the negative space, and then get your bone folder and make sure that is well and truly stuck in. And there you have it. And then grab one of your previously embossed with the subtle embossing folder Very Vanilla mats, add some adhesive, and I do like my liquid adhesive. It's great because it gives you wiggle room. It's also fantastic if you've got any embossed areas, as in, you know, dry embossed areas, because it means it's going to attach itself to the raised bit. And it really adheres nicely. And I do like to kind of go in, and if there's any very obvious marks, just kind of rub them out. And they were from the die. And then I've got a Blackberry Bliss mat. And again, this is going to be a really tight little space. So again, I'm going to add this to the Blackberry Bliss rather than the Very Vanilla, so that I know that I've got it there. And then I've got a little bit of wiggle room to add that and make sure it's straight, because we're using the wet adhesive. And then turn over and press. And then before I take these to Dortmund, I will do a recipe. So I'll have a label on the back which will say who I am, put my social media contacts, my email address, my website, and then all the products that I've used, so that if anyone wants to replicate it, they can do so. That's not straight. Oh well, hey, it's my birthday. So there's one that is straight, there's one that's less straight, but I have got all of these to finish off. I'm doing about 100 swaps, roughly. I've got half of these and then half of the ones I showed you yesterday, which are these, so they're totally different, and I will give people the choice until I'm down to just one design, obviously. But it does mean that if they want more die cutting and heat embossing, they can choose this one. If they want more that's kind of slightly quirky techniques, they can choose this one. So yeah, always when I'm doing swaps, particularly if they're overseas, I make them as flat as possible, because obviously they've got to go in my luggage and they're less likely to be damaged if they're flat. So yes. So that's it from me today, a really quick video for me. Thank you very much indeed for watching. As ever, if you don't already subscribe, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right hand corner. Questions, comments, please leave those below in the description bar. There's a link to my website and the post for this project below. If you follow the associated blog post link, it will take you to this project's post. So no fussing around trying to find the right date or any of that stuff. You can either leave a comment below if you've got any questions or comments, or you can leave them on my website. I do always reply. I may take a week or 10 days, but I do always reply. So do ask any questions or comments, leave any comments, and I will get back to you. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and apologies for the fact that I am slightly the better, or worse, for the fact that I have just got back from my birthday lunch. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.